Hey, welcome to the virtual workshop called the Top 5 Songwriting Techniques No One Talks About. This is just a few of the things that I teach in my course, Building Great Songs. It's just a, little snippets of it. And I really think it can help you in your songwriting. I hope you enjoy. Here we go. Hey guys, welcome to the Top 5 Songwriting Techniques No One Talks About but me. My name's Chris Wallin. I'm a multi-platinum hit songwriter. I wrote Don't Blink for Kenny Chesney, Something to Be Proud Of for Montgomery Gentry, and a bunch more. Got a bunch more cuts coming out this coming year as well with Ronnie Dunn, Aaron Lewis, Eddie Montgomery. I've got 5 on his new album that's coming out. But anyway, enough about me. This is about helping you write your best song. And that's what I want to do with this. And I want to be upfront with you and tell you that all 5 of these techniques are this is just a tip of the iceberg that is my songwriting course, Building Great Songs. And so this is just a little taste of what's in Building Great Songs. It's just like I said, just a little bit. So anyway, I hope you like it, and I hope you learn from this, and I hope it makes you write an amazing song. Let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, this is 1 through 2 out of 5. Like I said, these techniques, I don't see a lot of people talking about them. So here you go. The first thing we're going to be talking about is phrasing. Man, let me tell you. Phrasing is so important in a song and should be believable and authentic. If someone wouldn't say it in real life, don't use it in a lyric. There are 2 types of phrasing in songwriting, lyrical phrasing and musical phrasing. Today, we're going to be focusing on lyrical phrasing. Okay. The cadence you choose and what words you decide to put emphasis on can be the thing that subtly makes someone keep listening or stop listening to your song. Anything that doesn't feel natural will be noticed by the listener either consciously or subconsciously. The definition of phrasing in the dictionary is a sequence of words intended to have meaning. The key word here is meaning. Okay. Let me ask you this. Have you ever found yourself with a line that just doesn't feel right? It says what you want to say, but it falls a little flat. Ask yourself these questions. What word is the emphasis on in the line? Is it on a word that doesn't matter? I see this all the time. People doing this all the time. Always try to put the emphasis on words that mean something in the context of the song and not an and, a the, or a but, unless that word pertains to the hook or the main subject of the song. This will make your lines more interesting and pertinent to the song, and it really is true. Phrasing is one of those things where you can phrase a song wrong and it takes all the air out of it. You want it to sound like a conversation that you're having with a person. When people realize that they're in a song, then you've lost them. It has to be a conversation, and phrasing is so important. I see phrasing in a song as a lyrical melody on, let's say, a guitar. The words represent your fingers. and the lines are the chords. Depending on where you decide to place your words and lines will drastically change the feel of your song and how the listener perceives it. That's phrasing. And just a little, a little more of what I was saying was what I'm saying is your words are so important, and the ones that I talk about in the course, I talk about making a relevant word list and put emphasis on those words that are important to the song. And phrasing is very important, and it's overlooked a lot. So anyway, let's move on. Okay, the next thing we're going to be talking about is first and third person narratives. First person perspective means you are using the words I, me, or you in your song. You are speaking directly to someone or the listener as yourself. This usually evokes more emotion because it's so intimate and direct, but it can be challenging because it limits you on what you or the artist that might sing it can say. It also limits, a lot of times it'll limit whether it can be a male or female. So you really have to be careful on first person. Third person perspective means you use the word he, she, them, or they in your song. This means you're singing from the perspective of someone else, so it frees you up to make the person in the song be whatever you want them to be, and whatever sex you want them to be. It can be a male or a female if you're talking about a third person, and what that means is that will free up your pitches for that song if it's in third person. It doesn't affect how the listener feels about the singer. It also opens up the pitches of the song, like I said, to both male and female singers. Got ahead of myself. The double-edged sword is that this puts distance between the listener and the singer sometimes, and it's harder to evoke emotion with a third person narrative because you aren't as close. You aren't going direct to the person. The best way I've found to evoke emotion with a third person perspective is a story song. Because as I said before, you aren't burdened with how it makes the singer look. So it lets you talk about more edgy and controversial things that it is not reflecting on the person singing the song. That's first and third person perspective. A great third person perspective song is Three Wooden Crosses. And if you haven't heard that song, it is an amazing story song. Randy Travis. It was written by my buddy Kim Williams and Doug Johnson. So anyway, it's just a great example of that. So if you hadn't heard Three Wooden Crosses, go do some homework and listen to it. That's an amazing way to do a third person song. A first person song would be my song Don't Blink by Kenny Chesney. Even though I'm talking about the man in the TV talking, it's coming directly from me. So that's a first person narrative. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now we have 3 through 4 out of 5 of the top 5 songwriting techniques no one talks about but yours truly. Okay, here we go. So we're going to be talking about the narrator. And this really is one of the most important things that you can learn. And because so many people just kind of, they don't think about this guy while they're writing. And it's so important. Let's get into it. Let's pretend for a second that you're a stage actor getting ready for a role. The first thing you would do is figure out who the character is you're portraying. Songwriting is just acting through music. Ask yourself, who is the person you're portraying in the song? Not the singer, but the character who is narrating the song. Whatever kind of song it is. It doesn't matter if, and a lot of people get this mixed up and think I'm talking about a story song. I'm talking about a thrash metal song. I'm talking about a pop song, a country, traditional country song. Whatever kind of song it is, there's always, and it may be a hidden narrator that is representing whoever it is singing that song, not the singer, but the character that's being portrayed. Picture that person in your mind. What would they say? How would they say it? What do they look like? I know it sounds crazy. What have they been through to be conveying the emotion in that particular song? Maybe they're a college kid falling in love. Someone in a doomed relationship that's ending too soon. A woman scorned taking her frustration out on her cheating husband's car. That goes out to Carrie Underwood. But think about that song that I'm talking about. You can see that person. You can see that woman keying that car and being very angry and rightfully so. Having an invisible narrator, even if you are the only one who knows they exist, will give your song more character, believability, and style. It's all about authenticity. That's the narrator. Marketing in songwriting. I can hear it now. But Chris, it's art, and art and commerce don't belong together. Oh, yeah? You want to tell me about all those artists that are selling their paintings? Commercial songwriting is chock full of marketing. Ask yourself, who do you see singing your song? Would they sing the lyrics you've written? Is it just a song for you? And that is totally fine. If you're writing a song just for you or your family, that's fine. I mean, that's, that's a great thing to do every now and then. What audience is your song written for? Have you alienated someone by a line that is narrow in scope that only you or a small group can relate to? I see this all the time, especially in new songwriters. And what it is, you get so caught up in writing that you don't realize that the people that is going to be hearing this song don't know your story. And you have to make sure that song is clear so a third party can hear it and know what you're talking about. One of the hardest things you can do as a songwriter is taking a feeling that maybe you've never felt, that someone else felt, and make a third party feel it. That's what you're doing. Because everybody, yes, you can write what you know, write what you feel, what's close to you. But I'm telling you, if I only wrote what I knew, I would write like 5 songs and I'd be done. That's why I've written 1,200. So anyway, let's keep going. Of course, if you're writing a song for just yourself or for a family member, you can be as personal and specific as you want to be. But if you're writing a song for someone else to sing, you have to widen your scope. If you write a song in the first person about a 55-year-old man that cheated on his wife and doesn't feel bad about it, do you really think anyone that's trying to be seen as a new artist would ever say they were 55 for one thing and then cheated on their wife? I know I wouldn't. I value my life. If you know my wife, you know I would never do that. So just keep in mind, if you are writing a song to have someone else sing it, you have to keep that person in mind when you're writing it. You have to, and like I said, it could be a narrator, like I said, the narrator before, but you have to keep that person in mind, and it can't be so personal to you that no one else will cut it. You can't be mad at someone for not cutting a song that you love when you're the one, or your family, maybe you wrote it about a story that happened in your family. But if a third party that doesn't know that story hears it, you have to be clear. That's what I'm saying. That being said, some of my favorite songs I've ever written have never been and probably never will be recorded. It's okay to write songs just for yourself, and your perspective may even be the same as an artist. You want to cut the song. I 100% encourage it. I actually think you really need to write songs like that. Just know that no one else will sing that song if it doesn't reflect them as an artist and their own values. That is marketing in songwriting. This is 5 out of 5. We're down to the last one. Here we go. Writing backwards. I tell you, I really do use this all the time. And I want to make sure and be clear on this, because this can get a little weird. This technique works great if, let's say, you just can't find a line that you love to start a verse with, but you have a chorus, or at least the start of a chorus already written. Try focusing on the first line of the chorus that you already have. Okay. Is there a line or an overall thought that would feed into that chorus really well? Meaning, if you're looking at the first line of the chorus, if you already have the first line of the chorus, that's just for example, it could be anything. What's going to feed into that line, which would be the last line of the verse going into the chorus. Okay, just to be clear. If you find that great sounding line that complements or sets up the chorus, that's great. Now, what is the line before that one? So you have your first line of your chorus already written. Okay, so the last line, you find something that goes into that chorus, great. Well, what's a line that's going to go into that? Maybe it's a rhyme, whatever. That's how you get your rhyme when you're the end of the chorus, the line at the end of the verse, rather. Whatever rhyme you use now, maybe try to use that. If you're using a rhyme scheme where it's two rhymes together, maybe you're finding a line before that one that feeds into that one. This could help you out of tight spots and help you find out what the first line should be by knowing what the last line is. Next thing you know, you'll know exactly what kind of line you want to start that verse with. I really do use this all the time. Okay. Well, that's the top 5 songwriting techniques no one talks about but me. Okay, so as I told you before when I first started, all of these things that you're seeing here is just the tip of the iceberg of what's in my online course called Building Great Songs. And I'm really proud of this. And it really is. I truly believe that if you take this course, you will write better songs. And I truly believe that. And so anyway, this is something, it's a little short thing I'm gonna click and let you listen to, and it kind of runs through the course a little bit and shows you just a little bit of what's in it. So here we go. Hey guys, Chris Wallin here. I'm so excited to show you a little sneak peek into my songwriting course called Building Great Songs. Man, I cannot wait until you get to see this. The way it's set up is the main section is called the toolbox. And you're able to reach into the toolbox and grab tools like framing tools and learn phrasing, rhyme schemes, metaphor, irony, and so much more. It even has a section that talks about your crew, networking, finding your voice as a songwriter, how to be a great co-writer. What kind of co-writer are you? It's the tip of the iceberg. There's also a section in here called finishing tools, which talks about the narrator, writing backwards, one pure thought, and so much more. I know that getting this course will elevate your songwriting and make you a better songwriter. Go purchase it today, and I'll see you on the other side. And that was the top 5 songwriting techniques no one talks about. And again, my name's Chris Wallin. That was just a few subjects that I cover on my online songwriting course, Building Great Songs. You'll see a link with this video. And go there and check it out. And it's going to be changing really soon. Any day now, I'm going to change it. I'm going to be launching. So if you're seeing this, it means that this is a pre-launch. And it's up for $297, which is a great deal for this, because it's going to be $497 when I launch. So this is the last time you're going to be able to get it for $200 less than what it's going to be on sale for. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If nothing else, go to the link below and get on my email list. I do giveaways, I teach, and everything's about songwriting. So if you're passionate about songwriting, go to the link or links that I have. And I really think it's going to help you in your songwriting career. As always, may your next song be your best song. And I'm Chris Wallin. I hope to see you over there.